Hi everyone, I am Ray Gaucher and welcome to a Carnivore Journey with Trucker Ray. I have reached day 12 and let me tell you something, friends, it has been amazing. I can't tell you how much better I feel. I've noticed that I have lost weight. You could just feel it when I'm jumping in the back of my trailer to put straps on my load. As a matter of fact, I have lost weight and I'll share that with you in a minute. When I first started this journey, I really did not know if I was going to succeed with this because I've always loved sweets. I've always loved sugar, ice cream, chocolate bars, you know, grabbing a soft drink out of a truck stop. If you remember the very first video that I put out, you could see all the options we have of filling ourselves with sugar when you go into a truck stop. It's very hard to not walk through an aisle and grab something, and you really do have to discipline yourself, and I have done that, and to the point where this morning I even went into A&W to have breakfast, and what I do is I'll have the all Canadian special, it's called, and it's bacon bacon, eggs, sausage, tomato, hash brown, and toast. So what I normally do is I'll go in, I'll replace the toast with extra bacon, I'll replace the hash brown with an extra egg, and I don't ask for any tomato. This morning, they actually gave me the tomato accidentally, and I had it on my plate, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh well, you know, maybe just this one time will be all right. And I thought, you know what? No, it's not that the tomatoes are terrible for me. It's just that this is an all-meat diet. You can't break it. I am on a very strict carnivore diet. I'm not allowing anything else, just meat, any kind of meat, fish, poultry, eggs, bacon, butter, and hard cheese, not the processed cheese, the block cheese. And that's all I've been doing. It's been very strict. As for liquids, I've been drinking water, and at dinner I'll have a carbonated water with nothing in it. It's just a bubbly carbonated water, because I still like to have that little bite in the back of the throat. It helps the food go down, at least up here I think that. And then this morning, and this only happens usually when I'm in town, is I'll have, you know, a coffee. I don't have coffee on the road. Just when I get home on my reset, it's kind of like a little bit of a treat. So this is what I've been doing since for the last 7 days since I've been here last time in Langley, and I weighed in when I was in Langley last week at 238 pounds. Well, I'm happy to say that this morning I weighed in at 234. That means I've lost 4 pounds in a week, and I'm so psyched about that. And I'll tell you something, I kind of noticed it at the beginning of the week. I was washing up, and you could see in the reflection of the mirror, you can see the little love handles on the side, and I'm like, oh, how did I let myself get away like that? Because I've always been in really good shape. When I was younger, even 10 years younger, I was in really good shape. I was in good shape with my stomach. Well, I don't know, I never really had abs because I was always too lazy to do sit-ups, but my biceps were in good shape, my chest was in good shape, my legs are always really been in good shape. I just, let myself go. And of course, I can't blame everything on tragedies in my life. I mean, I will say that after my daughter was murdered, I really didn't care. I let myself go, and the proof is in the pudding. I went from 197 pounds to like 250. So, and it was all in the stomach area. So, unfortunately, when tragedies hit our life, that's what we do. We binge on something, right? Whether it's alcohol, drugs, food, whatever it might be. But, and I've never been one to ever gain weight. I could eat anything. You know, when I was a kid, when I was older, I could eat anything. And this weight was, brought on by just indulgence. And of course, just eating the wrong food. You go into a truck stop and you think, oh, that pizza up there looks really good. Or that hot dog looks really good. Or that looks really good. And you know what? It's just all loaded with garbage. It's all carbs. And And it's funny, while you're on this diet, you really have to limit what you say to people, because I have noticed a tremendous amount of resistance from friends telling me what I'm doing is wrong, telling me that, well, you need this and you need that, and you have to have your fruits and you have to have your grains and you have to have this. I have run into a lot of resistance, and I try to tell them in the nicest way, well, you know what, I'm doing this for me. I have to try this. And I have tried to lose weight before. I've done intermediate fasting for a long time. Never seemed to drop anything. And I've dropped 4 pounds in a week. And I'll tell you something. Before I started this diet, I weighed in at 246 pounds. And 5 days into my carnivore, I was down to 238. I dropped a lot of water weight. And I know that the last week hasn't been a lot of water weight, because when I drink lots of water, and then obviously you're going to have to use the bathroom. This is literally, I think I've dropped body weight in the last week, 7 days. So I'm really super excited about it. One thing I wanted to share with you is that a lot of people have asked, what about, your electrolytes? What are you doing about that? And this is the stuff that I purchased. It's a blue bottle. It's a little blue bottle I got at health food store. And it's called, just in case you wanted to know, it's called Ocean Source Aussie, AUSSIE, Trace, TRACE minerals. It's called Ocean Source. That's sourced. I think it's Ocean Sourced Aussie Trace Minerals. Super concentrated. 3 to 4 drops in a bottle of water for someone like me, like a regular bottle like this. I'll put 3 or 4 drops of that in this. If you're a person who's very active, you might want to put more in there. They told me in the store there, if you're really, really active, you may want to put up to 4 to 5 to 7 drops a day. Depends how active you are. If you work out, you may want to put 10. But for me, it's like 4 to 5. It's not very many. It doesn't have any kind of flavoring to it. They do have these in peppermint. They do have them in other flavors, lemon, I think, or whatever. I did not want to do that because I don't want any any kind of flavoring in there at all. I don't want any extra chemicals in anything that I have. I don't want any kind of sweetener. This tastes like Gatorade without the flavoring. It's a little salty, and you do get used to it. But the funny thing is that the Kirkland brand water that I buy from Costco already tastes like that. This stuff tastes a lot different than the Nestle's water. So if you're looking, if you're looking for something that's nice too, because it has the little thing that pops up like this. If it would even let me, like this. I don't know if you can see that or not. It has a little thing pops up, and the bottle is squeezable, so you can just go like this and go drip, 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 and shake it up really good, because it's really super concentrated. It's really, if you put too much in there, you won't be able to drink it probably. So this is what I've been taking every single day. So basically I've been just eating chicken, steak, not steak every day, who can afford that, but every once in a while I'll have a steak as a treat. Like one steak I notice will totally fill me up for like 24 hours. I've been also having roast beef. I got some pre-cooked roast beef at Costco, and just whatever else I've got in my freezer. I've been also, what I did too is I bought 30 eggs, and this is kind of my own fault. It's kind of funny in a way, but I bought 30 eggs and I scrambled them all up. And then I also fried some bacon. This is the last time I was in town. And I put the eggs in Ziploc bags, put the bacon in there, and I froze them. So I have those in there. But when I was in California, I pulled out one of those bags. I'm like, oh man, just a little bag like that. I'm gonna get 2 of them, because my eyes are always bigger than my stomach. So I put those on a plate and I heat them up. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of food. Because I should have added a little bit of whipped cream or a little bit of cream or something to the eggs to spread them out a bit more. I just put 30 eggs in a pan and I mixed them all up and stuck them in the bag in the Ziplocs, which is kind of funny. I could have ended up with twice the amount of eggs if I would have done it the right way. But I'm new at this, so I mean, I'm not one to sit in a kitchen and cook all this stuff up. I was a single dad for 16 years and I did a lot of cooking, so I know how to cook. And my daughter Carrie Anna, when she got a little bit older, she started doing the cooking in the family. But I do know how to cook. I have a grill, I have a burner, I have a hot plate, I have an Instapot, I got an air fryer over at my camper, and once my camper, it's a little low on fuel right now, the camper, but I'm going to have it winterized next month. When I get it winterized, I'm going to fill up the tank. I have a generator on board, so when I come into town on my resets, I'm going to do meal prep in my air fryer. It's a Ninja air fryer. It's a really nice one, actually. And I'll do all my meal prep on there, so I don't have to really cook a whole lot when I'm out on the road. I can just heat it up for about 3 or 4 minutes in it. It's good to go. But I don't mind doing that. I don't mind. I have a nice grill that it's got 4 little legs, and it's a big surface, and it has that little turn dial where you can put it at 350, 450, whatever it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get like maybe a 20-foot extension cord. I'm going to run it from the jockey box, which it'll plug into my inverter, and I'll just put it on the back of my catwalk on the back of my truck, and then I'll just cook my food right there. That way I don't have the smoke inside. I mean, you can cook food inside the truck. I roll my windows down completely, and maybe the smoke might be in there, the smell might be in for about a day, and then it's gone. So as long as you have all your windows rolled down, you're fine. So yeah, so the minerals really help. You need those minerals for sure. Have I noticed any real super challenges saying no to certain food? You know, I have. You go into a truck stop, like there's days I'll have a craving for like a Cinnabon. I never really used to eat those things, but just because of the icing, the icing's on the top, and once in a while I'll get a craving for ice cream. And I noticed a friend of mine, Diane, she said just have a little bit of salt and put a little salt on your palm and lick some of the salt, and it takes care of that craving. And you know what, it does work. So you know what, it all comes down to discipline. But today was the big test for me, because any other day I would have just eaten those tomatoes. But I said, no, I'm on a strict diet. I'm on a strict carnivore. Restricted carnivore is a better word for it. I'm going to give those tomatoes outside to the birds or whatever critters are running around outside. And I didn't even I didn't crack on that. I'm not eating anything unless it's just strictly carnivore. I'm very serious about this lifestyle now. So yeah, 4 pounds in 7 days. That's so funny. There's a seagull out there in front of me right now that's going after that tomato. So another thing too, for those of you that are monitoring what I'm doing and you're curious on how this is improving how I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, the first 3 or 4 days you really don't notice much. After 4 or 5 days, I started noticing this when I was in Langley last week, that I just started feeling really good. Almost like a high, like when you go for a run and you're just hormones and everything just building up. I'm not a doctor, I don't know all the terminology, but when you go for a long run or a hike or a climb or whatever it is, or whatever it is, or a swim, you get out of the pool or you stop your run and you're sitting, you're drinking back your water, and you just feel high. You feel high because you've released all these chemicals in your body to make your brain feel phenomenal. Well, that's how I've been feeling. And I thought, okay, this is a whim, it's only going to happen for so long. But you know what? Since I left Langley, I've been feeling good, and I have still felt the same way after 7 days. It doesn't seem to go away. I was watching some interviews on YouTube where guys were saying, I feel like Superman, I feel phenomenal, I feel great, I can't believe how good I feel. I'm like, I have a hard time believing you're going to feel that good so consistently. Well, you do. I feel great. I'm sleeping better. I'm sleeping deeper now. I don't fly off the deep end as much anymore. I drove through LA the other day and I didn't yell at anybody. I noticed that I don't get as angry quicker or as easy. Before I had a bit of a temper. I would like, "Arr!" I don't do that anymore. I'm actually a lot calmer. I'm more friendly to people. I'm more sociable with people. Like before, when I would just sit in my truck and a truck stop, I just want to do my own thing. But now I'm walking around and I'm interacting and I'm saying hi to people. How are you? And talking with them, petting their dog. I never did that stuff before. I mean, I did, but not to this extent. It's just like you're happy to be alive and you're happy to have, I can't explain it. I feel like Superman. I know that feels crazy or sounds crazy. I'm feeling the same way a lot of these other people say that they feel being on this carnivore diet. And I think there's two combinations with this. I'm not going to go much longer. I'm going to wrap this up. It's when you remove all that sugar and all that trash and all that garbage out of your system. Now your body is not working so hard to make you feel normal, because your body is meant to feel a certain way. Your body is meant to work a certain way. And when we add all that granulated sugar and all that trash and all that garbage and all those carbs, a lot of it's just sugar, 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 sugar. You know, from the carbs we eat and from the fruit we eat and everything else, and a lot of vegetables that we eat also turns into sugar. All of a sudden now our body is taking all this stuff in, and it's like trying to adjust, and it does weird things. But when you don't put all that stuff in, your body just acts normal. And this is how I've been feeling, just a tremendous amount of energy. When we're done loading it, when a trailer is loaded, we have to climb up on top of the trailer and put the straps in. I'm climbing up there, and before I'd be like, oh, I'd have to drag myself up there. Now I'm just jumping right up top. I'm like, wow, this is phenomenal. And I've also noticed the love handles have gone down on the sides. I don't know if I finished what I was going to say earlier, what I was saying earlier, but I've noticed that. I looked in the mirror like, wait a minute here. That spare tire is getting smaller. It's deflating. So let me tell you guys, it's been a really amazing drive. This is terminology from a truck driver. It's been a very amazing road doing this, and the journey has been phenomenal, and I'm so super excited to reach my goal. Again, 234 pounds today. That's 4 pounds lost in 1 week. And if I can drop another 4 pounds in another week and get under 230, that would be phenomenal. So anyway, guys, gals, I do know another friend of mine, Jamie, out in, she's a truck driver. Hi, Jamie. She started her journey. I don't know if she's going to be documenting her journey on YouTube, but if she does, she'll have to let me know, and I'll be happy to plug her channel. But that is it. That is all I got for you. Again, feeling phenomenal, feeling great, feeling happy. It just does so many good things. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. You remove all that sugar and all that garbage from you, your body can act normal. And then, of course, you're providing all of those nutrients. And some might say, well, how on earth can you possibly get all the nutrients you need from meat? It's all in the fat. It's all in the meat. It's all in the beef. But the fat is really important. It's so funny. I'm in Costco the other day. I'm asking the guy, the butcher, I says, which one here is the best for fat content? He's kind of looking at me like, what? I says, I'm on a carnivore diet, I need fat. He goes, oh yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, this is good, that's good. So don't be afraid to ask. You're gonna get a few strange faces, I'm sure. But yeah, if you've started it, if you decided to start a carnivore journey, let me know. Share it, because that's the exciting part about it. Let people know what you're doing. Get on YouTube and search out other carnivores and look at some of the great interviews that you're of the doctors that they're having. And there's a lot of doctors that are doing this. There's lots of people doing this, and it really does work, friends. It really, really does. You just feel amazing, and I don't know what else I can say. So again, this is We're starting day 12, and we'll give you another update either within the week or at the end of the week, and we'll let you know how we're doing. So anyway, all right, friends, that's all I got for you. God bless you all in the name of Yeshua, Jesus Christ our Lord. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.